Welcome to Living a Sustainable Dream, and my name is Mark. This is the Homelite 5-ton electric log splitter, and if you are watching this video, you probably own one and are trying to troubleshoot the problem that is, well, we'll define it as an electrical problem. This is a no start. It is plugged in. So look here, there is the light on right there, so I have power. And then you hit the power button, no response. It seems like it's just stuck. No response. I was able to get power off of this before, but now it's completely shot. I pulled out the start button, cleaned all the contact points. It definitely did get fried inside, so I cleaned it off real good using alcohol, baking soda, and so forth to just get it cleaned up, and then taking the corrosion out and so forth. But it is toast. There's no fixing that now. So it will not work. And you think, well, it could be something really majorly wrong with it, but by the button just not recoiling right, you can tell that's most likely part of the issue. So I'm going to go ahead and tear that apart and see if I can get it replaced with a new button. There we go. And there's a new one right there, and totally different feel to it. Much better, much better. Okay, so that's part number if you guys are looking for it. We'll see if this even works in there. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to change that. Okay, so first thing I need to do is get access to this box. So I'm going to flip it over on its side. You want to make sure your bleeder hose or bleeder hole right here, so that this is always open when you're using it. About a half a turn, quarter of a turn. If it is open, it will leak hydraulic fluid out. So you want to make sure that's tight and closed before you tilt it over like this. Now you can see it's not, it just wants to roll completely over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get some bracing here using some split wood already. So to brace it, to keep it from wobbling over, I just got a small, about 3-inch in diameter piece of branch log that I cut for the firewood, and just put it in there for it to level. The reason I'm having difficulty with this is not the correct size wheel here, and it's rubbing on this case. I could not find the exact size to replace it. My son broke the wheel by dropping it off the tailgate a little bit too hard, so I just had to get these. I got these from Harbor Freight. They're 8-inch wheels versus the 6 that were on here. Okay, so here is the control module here. You can tell there's a broken piece. I'm making sure that I have it figured out on where this slides in and out. There's the cap button. You can tell the spring is totally toast in there on this piece in this unit. Look at it, just exploded. So it is toast. It is done. Check out the burnt marks here. That is a huge indicator. These points right there, just not making good contact anymore. These are supposed to go on and spring down on it like this. when you push the button. That's how it's supposed to work. The springs gave way, the contacts gave way, so it just needs to be replaced. This takes a little bit bigger screwdriver at this point. And these should just slide off. You notice it was like this when it came out. So the red are on this side, black are on this side. I'm gonna tuck that over here. And then this is just over years of use. This is, I believe I got this for my 40th birthday, so we're looking at, well, the year I turned 40 or so forth, but I call it my 40th birthday. So that's been 11 years. I'll let someone ripped it open already. That wasn't me. All right, now, same part number and everything. It's right there. So you just kind of, we'll slide it in. I'm going to connect it first. Remember, this side is going to be the black. Look how clean that is. Now I tried to find parts for this before, and I've looked for this button online before, and I could not find it. And I'm just wondering if it just didn't happen, like it just wasn't available or whatever. But like it was out of shipping, or just they didn't have any in inventory. But I'm glad I found it at ereplacementparts.com. I'll put the link below so you can get this part. With shipping, it was about $37 and tax in the state that I live in. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that in there. There's an O-ring there. And make sure this piece goes back. Just like that. Sandwich it in. This Homelite has been used and abused. I get about, I'd say, I try to get at least a minimum of 8 cords every winter. So this thing has been, for the last 11 years, doing about 8 cords. And on average, you know, sometimes I get 9, sometimes I get 7, but on average, it's about 8 cords. So if I was to go through and do the math on this, that would probably be about 88 cords of wood I've gotten on this thing already in the last 11 years. I don't know if Homelite expected that, or if they're thinking more of small, you know, this is just a small, you know, 3 or 4 cord per year, you know. I don't think they really plan for people to use them like that. But my wife and I have. So far I've replaced the capacitor, which I did a video on. You want to make sure you have a very thick electrical cord that goes with it. So for example, if you're running over 100 feet in extension, you've got to have a 10 gauge electrical cord to do that, or you'll burn out. 12 gauge will not do it very well. 14 gauge definitely will not do it very well. And I'm just going to leave those 2 in there and just see if we even have a working log splitter. Got all the parts. I'm just going to put those in the bag. That's all the old junk there. And got 2 more screws to put in. You know what? I'm just going to put them in. I have faith that this is going to work. Now I don't know how much longer of life this has. Replacing the capacitor, replacing the wheels, replacing the button, basically the push start button, safety button, so when you release it, it stops. I don't know how much the motor has left in life or the hydraulic system itself. But we'll give it a run here, give it a go and see what happens. I'm just having a lot of faith here that this is going to work. All right. Okay, here we go. Make sure you get that bleeder hose there. Unlock it. Works pretty good. Good as new. Well, except for the shine. See, that safety mechanism is once you let go of that button, it stops the motor from running. What you're not supposed to do is assist, but I like to have a nice even split. And to be honest, I really don't usually go this small on my pieces, but this is just to put it through its paces. Not bad for an 11-year-old log splitter. All right, let me do a review on this real quick for those of you that are interested in these electric log splitters. The reason I like this one over what I see being made and manufactured these today is I really love the strong piping here. As you can see, it's been taking a lot of abuse. See that? I mean, I put a lot of heavy rounds on there. I go way beyond the limit of what this thing should be able to do. There was a plastic handle that used to be on here that ended up being broken real early in the game. I don't need it. I make sure that I put hydraulic fluid in here when it starts to chatter. So if it starts sputtering as it goes up, it needs hydraulic fluid. So where you do is you go here, right here, you can see that. You take an Allen wrench, you open that up, you pull that out, there's like a dipstick on it, and you just add hydraulic fluid up there to about an inch from the top, and then you're good to go. Seal it back down. Obviously this would be up on end when you do that, like this. And you check it here, add the hydraulic end using a small funnel, close it back down, and you're good to go. You're back in business. So great product. I love it. 11 years. And the motor here is still working, still doing strong. And I'm just amazed at how well it's been doing for us. But of course I have to maintain it. And one of the main things is this heavy 10 gauge extension cord is what you need for the electric current draw from your house. And look how long this thing is. And it goes all the way up into the tractor shed where I got a plug in there. Now, if you're going to do 12 gauge or anything less, you got to go under 25 feet. It will blow out your capacitor. Your capacitor is taking a lot of power and current to maximize and make sure that it has an even current flow in there. And for some reason, if you don't have the right gauge, a real thick gauge for long runs like that, it will not do your log splitter any good. So the button lasts 11 years. My son has used this, and he's a teenager, and that's why the wheels got broken. And I'll show you the wheel difference in a moment. So this is the wheel that was originally on the Homelite log splitter. You can see there's a huge difference there, and that's why it's kind of carving into the case a little bit, because it's the wrong size. To find a wheel like this and to have the weight it needs was very difficult, like at Harbor Freight. So I wanted to make sure that it could handle the weight, and I had to go with this size to do it. It is carving into the plastic case as I wheel it a little bit, but it's not damaging the case. And as you guys already saw, the case is pretty much damaged already. I got the split up here by the button. You can see another crack there, and the screw is having a real hard time staying in right here as well. So we'll just keep working on patching together. I might get some E6000, re-glue that together, and then call it good. But right now, it's doing fine. It works great, and we're back in business for wood season. Well, thank you for joining us at Living a Sustainable Dream. I'll put a link to the capacitor and the warnings on that on one of the cards down below in the next 20 seconds of this. Please like and subscribe and help out our channel. Thank you very much. Bye.